When you hear the word Pokemon, what do you think? Do you remember having a good time as a kid, enjoying the time you spent with your Pokemon, just finding new and exciting Pokemon throughout the world? Well, I'm here to tell you it's still here. Hi, this is Cube Slayer, and this is Pokemon Sword and Shield after 30 hours. Pokemon Sword and Shield isn't a perfect game, but you tell you what, it's my favorite Pokemon game, without a doubt. This game's got everything from great music, the story doesn't freaking matter, and you know what? It's a Pokemon game. Who here has actually paid attention to what the crap is going on in these stupid games? No one. We just play the game for the Pokemon, for enjoying it, for collecting them on, putting them, battling them, just looking for shinies, trading, having fun with friends, talking about which Pokemon you've caught, boasting about, oh, I found this shiny or that shiny. Well, finally we have a game where that's all the game is. That's what it is. The story doesn't matter. Heck, I played through the story. I don't know what the crap was going on until the very end of the stupid game. And at that point, it was too late. They just told you. So it didn't matter. This game has everything you could want from a Pokemon game. From just running around on your bike, catching random mon, seeing them on the field, like actually seeing them in the tall grass, not just running into stupid random Pokemon just trying to get from point A to point B. You can avoid them if you want. I haven't used a single repel in this entire stupid game just because I don't need to. There's no reason to. I can just avoid them. If I don't want to run into something, I just hop off my bike and run around it, or just zigzag. Just zigzag on my bike. I won't hit anything unless I boost. If I boost, then I'll run into something most likely. But these games are so good. The music is incredible. The new Pokemon aren't nearly as silly as Black and White's were. That's for sure. Those Pokemon were silly. I mean, those Pokemon are in here too, but the new ones are freaking cool. There's a giant black bird thing that is a taxi. That's pretty cool. There's a tapeworm that's on fire. It's pretty cool, right? There's a soccer playing bunny that kicks a rock instead of a soccer ball and the ball's on fire. That's cool. Performance wise, the game's fine. I haven't had any problem with the performance at all this entire time. And my favorite thing, everything in the game does something. More than just, oh, you cooked with your Pokemon. Who cares? Oh, you cooked with your Pokemon? Awesome. Now they don't have any status effects anymore. And they're fully healed. And anything that was dead is now back to life. You didn't even have to go to a Pokemon Center. Woohoo! That's wonderful. That's awesome. Like, that's great. Like, I don't have to go back. I can just go out and catch Pokemon for hours on end and not have to teleport back to town and then come back. No more HMs. Don't have to deal with that stupid stuff anymore. No more HM slaves. But to be honest, we didn't have that in Sun and Moon either. Like, this game, it's missing some Pokemon. And I'm sure if someone were to tell me which Pokemon were missing, it would matter to me. But at this point, it doesn't. Like, I'm just having a good time playing this game. Just doing the raids, raiding with friends. Like, my partner and I have raided. We spent the other evening just raiding, just going from place to place, just looking at each other's screens, going, "Oh, you got a raid over there? Okay, cool. Well, I'll do that. All right, ready it up. All right, cool. Yep. All right, I grabbed it. All right, yep. Next one. All right, let's do another one." Finding shinies that way. They're supporting it with events. You can join each other in the campsites, cook together. It's so freaking cool. This game is great. The designs of the legendaries are pretty cool. I personally don't like how the shield Pokemon looks. He kind of looks stupid to me, but that's more or less just me. They've simplified a lot of the controls. You can play one-handed if you want, which is great for if you're laying in bed. You set your Switch on your end table with its kickstand and just hold one Joy-Con under the sheets so you can stay warm, and you can control the entire game with just that one Joy-Con. Like, that's great. Let's see what there's just so much. The PvP is pretty cool. You can put up different teams that you've created or try out other people's teams. That's freaking sweet. I haven't done it myself just because I don't know Pokemon PvP at all. Like, at all. I really don't know. I'm sure there's optimal ways to play things. I just don't. I haven't learned. And tell you what, the fan base for Pokemon isn't my favorite of things. Like, even doing the raids is more than just, oh, you're fighting a giant Pokemon and getting XP for the one Pokemon you bring in. No, you're getting XP for that Pokemon. You're doing the raid with friends, whether they're people you actually know, randos, or if no one shows up, just NPCs. But then you're getting rewards like moves, new types of candy instead of just rare candy that just boost you by one level. These candies actually like have different types. There's like candy XLs and stuff that give you a ton of XP, which means then if you go find a new Pokemon that you're like, oh, I really wish I had an electric type on my team. Oh, look, I found an electric type. I really wish I could use it, but it's level 2 and I'm level 60. Who cares? Just go into your menus and just force feed it a bunch of candy. It'll level up and evolve and everything. It's so good. Getting new moves is fun. Cooking with your Pokemon. I've talked about the cooking already, but that even of itself is fun. If you're a completionist like some people, there's tons of recipes to find and just unlock, kind of like the newest Zelda had, but it actually writes them down so you can just look at them later and go, what did I put in that? Oh, that's right. Like, even raiding gives you money, so you don't run out of Pokecoins or whatever the currency in Pokemon is called. Like, that's awesome. The bike is cool. You get it pretty early on. You're always running, so you don't have to worry about that crap anymore. Like, these games are just so good. There's just so much for it. Like, I've been trying for the past hour or so to actually record this, and my thoughts just keep getting muddled, and I didn't want to put out a muddled video, so I did my best not to do that. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to pull up the game and play it while I talk about it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just running around the wild zone, just enjoying myself. You're not seeing it on screen because I'm not recording this. There's just some B footage that the doctor has put up, and I'm sure he did a dang good job. But, like, even the story is just so light. It's the same old thing. You turn 10, you're given a Pokemon. You pick from 3, just 3 starters. 2 of them are trash. Third one's cool. Not going to say which, but the bunny's the best. And just from there, it's just go to the next gym. Fight the next gym leader. You beat them. They congratulate you. They tell you, dude, you're doing really, really good. Like, that's awesome. Here's my badge. You keep going. Eventually, you finally get to the final gym leader. You fight all the gym leaders again, plus another rival that shows up. And even then, you beat the final gym leader. You see him kind of go, oh, dang it. But then he smiles and it's like, you know what? I'm glad you beat me, because that means I can improve. I got someone to test myself against now to do better and to become the best. I was the best, but now you're the best. So let's keep going. This game is just a joy to play. And all of the just, like, not cost of living, but like just little changes they've made to make the game better, make it easier. You don't have to go back to town to go access your Pokebank or your box or whatever you want to call it. You just open up your Pokemon, hit R, and there's everything. You can swap them out on your team whenever you want, put in new Pokemon, and when you do raids, they don't have to be in your team. You can just go in there and go, yes, I have this one Pokemon I like using in raids, but I don't want to use in regular battles, so I'm not going to put it in my team. It's just in my box. All right, I got my box of raid Pokemon. You got 2 different types of Gigantamax Pokemons, Gigamax and Gigantamax, and even that is less silly than the Ultra Evolution thing that they were doing before, where that just felt overpowered and stupid. This is cool because it only lasts 4 turns, so when the person you're fighting against does it, you know that, yes, I only have to survive 4 turns until they're no longer big again, and they can't do it anymore for the rest of the fight. Like, it's so cool. It's so good. This game's just such a joy. Only 30 hours in, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep on keeping on with these Pokemon and enjoying myself. Just, heck, running around the wild zone with the internet connected, seeing other trainers riding around on their bikes and doing raids, seeing them cluttered around one area or another. That's cool. Being able to show off that, hey, I've got a shiny. That's cool too, because everyone sees it when you're in the raid. All 4 people can see which mon you've put in. That's cool. Like, sharing teams for PvP, it's freaking awesome. Like, this game is wonderful. Like, if you're on the fence about picking it up and you enjoy Pokemon, and you're not some sort of, like, schnob about, like, oh, it has to be hard. Oh, you can't use XP share for every Pokemon. That's just cheating. Well, that's how they balance the game now. Yeah, the story's really, really easy. But if you want a challenge, go do PvP. Don't get your challenge from the main story, because the main story you can just breeze on through, as long as you're doing some other stuff. Now, if you're just going through the main story and that's all you're doing, eventually you'll hit a wall where it's just kind of like, all right, this is a little bit ridiculous. But if you're doing the main story and also going out and grinding a little bit, but not actually grinding, just going and doing stuff, just having fun with your Pokemon. Like heck, riding around right now, I haven't fought anything. I've been avoiding every single Pokemon I've come across, but I found like 6 new moves just laying on the ground in zones I've already been through. I think they respawn. I'm not sure. But overall, Pokemon Sword and Shield, my favorite Pokemon games.